Welcome to Out of Continues, episode 204. This is a weekly podcast posted up every Monday in which we talk about video games and related topics. It goes up every Monday on outofcontinues.com as an MP3, and it goes up before that on youtube.com/outofcontinues as a video where you can see myself and sometimes you can see the guest hosts as well if they have a camera. This week, I'm joined with Neeraj.
Hey, how are you doing, Steffa?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, bro?
I've been better, but I'm here to talk about games and gaming and graphics and whatever else that we are interested in together.
That's right. That's right. We're going to get this going. So anyways, this week's episode segments will include our rapid-fire interview questions to introduce Neeraj to the show. And then after that, our main topic will be on VR. What do those two letters mean? I don't even know. That's a confusing question I gave myself. Then we're going to have a few quick announcements, and then we have some news topics to talk about. We got some exciting news topics to talk about. So are you ready?
Yep.
All right. So before we go on, I'm going to do a quick disclaimer that all opinions expressed on the show are of our own and not of our employers, whether past, present, or future.
That's a good one. Yeah, we need jobs, and that's a good one.
Yeah.
To put out there.
Yeah, we need jobs. Don't fire us before you hire us. So, anyways, Neeraj, here are the rapid fire interview questions. And for the listeners at home, for those who forgot what the rapid fire interview questions are or don't know what they are, because I don't do this every episode, there are 5 questions I give a guest host whenever it's their first time on their show, just so we can introduce that guest host to the listeners so they can know who this person is and what their video gaming interests are. So, rapid fire.
Okay, that's scary.
Hey, it's rapid fire, man. You gotta be ready.
I know the internet is a scary place, and I don't know. Just wasn't prepared that time.
Yeah. So, first question: what's your all-time favorite console?
Probably the PlayStation 3, and for reasons that may not be the same for everyone. I took my PlayStation 3, connected a keyboard and a mouse to it, and essentially used it as a Linux computer. I installed Linux on it and did some hacking around on that. And I learned a bunch about computers and operating systems that way. So I'd say the PlayStation 3 was my favorite console because of the openness of its architecture. Something that no other console could do at that time.
Is that when they had Yellow Dog on there?
Yellow Dog. Is that a Linux distribution or something?
I think it was Yellow Dog Linux.
No, I mean, I've heard of Red Hat, but the one that I installed was, it was Ubuntu. I installed Ubuntu on my
Okay, all right. Yeah, because at one point they had Yellow Dog ready on there for use. I think, I don't know, but then at a certain point Sony was like, "Nah, we want to take that away. We don't want you to have that anymore."
Yeah, I know that they definitely turned their back on that decision after people started jailbreaking games.
Yeah,
which is what I did too. I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops for free for like around 3 months or something. Just for free, it was awesome on PSN. That's kind of unprecedented for multiplayer to be able to play it for free online. So, yeah.
All right, let's question number 2. Name 3 of your favorite franchises, and if it's a game that doesn't have a franchise, like if it's only a single game, you can name that off too.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely things that come out of the top of my mind are BioShock, Witcher. Those are my 2 favorite franchises, and to give you a third one, I'd have to say Elder Scrolls only because of one of the games in the series, and that's Oblivion. but I didn't play the rest of the series as much. But yeah, Oblivion is like one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay. Question number 3. If you could have lunch with anyone in the video game industry, who would it be?
John Carmack. He's one of the
He's a genius.
yeah, he's a legendary programmer. I mean, people call him the father of computer graphics, and there are many reasons for that. Yeah, he's a genius, and I'd love to just, even if it wasn't a two-way street, like a two-way conversation.
It would
If it was just him talking,
it would be a one-way conversation.
No,
I'm
way would it be,
serious.
though?
From everything I've heard about John Carmack, if you get a chance to talk to him, he's the one who does all the talking. He will keep going forever. That's pretty much like all the stories I heard about him. Like any person in the game media industry, like if they interview him, he basically just starts talking and keeps going. Like whenever QuakeCon, he's on there. He talks for hours.
Yeah, but that's not a conversation. Those are his keynotes. I don't know what he's like in person, but you know, if it is still the same way, I'd still do it. Like, I'd actually be even happier because I don't think I'd have any input to share with him that he'd be too interested in. So
it'd be like, oh, that's child's play.
Yeah, I'm here to learn, man. Yeah.
The dude builds rockets on spare time.
Oh yeah, but that I don't think he does that anymore. I have no idea. The guy's a genius. Seriously.
All right, question number 4. What's one problem with the video game industry today?
Microtransactions and paid for DLC. It's just a precedent that's getting too much focus. Like I think Microsoft is a little bit to blame on that part because they've kind of forced the industry to adopt the standard of not only paid for DLC but paid for multiplayer as well. Mm-hmm. With Xbox Live being a paid for service, and Sony did a 180 because the market was okay with paid for multiplayer.
I'd say also Activision would be part of the blame as well because of how successful they are with selling Call of Duty maps. Like before Call of Duty, like maps. Well, I guess Halo sold maps too, but Call of Duty really was super successful selling maps. And on the PC end, there are tons of multiplayer games where maps are free.
Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah.
And I think we're getting to the point where it's turning back around because like Rainbow Six Siege is saying that the maps are all gonna be free. Evolve, the game that came out earlier this year, all the maps are free.
Oh, I didn't know that. What about the monsters and the humans?
No, those aren't the ones that are free. And also the guys at Respawn, they're saying that for Titanfall 2, they're definitely going to consider making all the maps free.
See, because it's actually harder to code that way if you don't have the maps free, because then you're splitting up the player base into multiple matchmaking pools.
Yeah.
And that was actually
that was actually an issue with Titanfall where they were segregating the community, and so that's why they're considering making the maps free for Titanfall 2.
Yeah, and the Evolve thing is probably the best case scenario for those kinds of games, is that you have all the maps that are free, and if you do want to play a new monster or something, you can buy that, but you can still play with your friends on any map.
Yeah.
Smart.
Final question. One reason why you game?
Wow. Actually, lately, it's going to be something that you may not want to hear, but lately it's been boredom. So if I have an hour to kill, I'll just quickly load up a Dota game and start playing. Okay, but the reasons why I used to game before were just the pure enjoyment, like the pure sense of discovery. So in Oblivion, I must have clocked like maybe 500, 600 hours in that game. And exploring Tamriel, or rather just Cyrodiil, it was just mind-blowing. There's just so much attention to detail in that particular game. I'd say that Skyrim, kind of like all of the dungeons look the same. You still get that level of discovery and that sense of awe and stuff, but the combat system is different. I remember I used to be able to play. Okay, this is like going on a tangent, but yeah, the reason why I game nowadays is just to be able to play a game, just to do something for a while where I can like focus on that and kind of de-stress.
Or you could say you play just cause.
Oh God, just cause.
I'm a genius. So anyway,
I wonder why we don't have jobs. Like I wonder.
Hey, hashtag sleep more.
You know it.
So anyways, those are the 5 rapid fire interview questions. Boom, 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 boom.
I've been fired upon.
How's it feel? You're finally a man.
I mean, I feel kind of dirty and sticky. Like I need to.
Oh wow, we're going places that we shouldn't be going.
Not in this. Maybe after we end the call, we can talk about that stuff.
But yeah. So anyways, hopefully the listeners or viewers have an idea of what your gaming interests are like. So let's go on and talk about our main topic, which is VR. That means what does it mean? Very real, right?
Yeah, it puts you in a reality that is virtual, and you feel like you're there. So it is quite literally very real to you at that point. Yeah, VR is definitely going places, and I'm gonna say something cliched that everyone's probably heard, but just the ability to teleport someone somewhere else is way too powerful. It's way too powerful. You can make your own world and teleport someone there. You can manufacture feelings in their head. You can put more attention in the environment that a player can grasp because they're in VR and they can see the attention to detail that they couldn't normally see on a 2D screen. Now it's just enveloped all across their field of view, and they have no choice but to see and feel all of the things that you're bombarding their eyes with and their ears with. I'd say that I don't know, this new field needs that killer app, that new piece of content that everyone's gonna be looking at, and Minecraft might just be it. Just like how they talked about at Oculus Connect, the concept of the metaverse and Minecraft might be where the direction for the killer app in VR.
Okay. Like it was a few weeks ago that Sony announced that their Project Morpheus is being called Sony VR, right?
PlayStation VR.
Oh, PlayStation VR, yeah.
Yeah.
They also put out this I guess this advertisement. I don't know if you were able to see that. So it was like it showed people, a bunch of I guess Japanese people. They had like this this outline of the VR set on them. Did you see that?
I did not, but if it's a Japanese ad, it probably didn't make any sense.
It was probably the best ad I've seen for VR.
Okay, you gotta link it to me then.
Yeah, like it was actually really cool because I mean it would show them, you know, it would have like an outline of the set on their head, so you know, so that you could see their face, and you know they're acting like they were in the you know, all their different scenarios, and like it just showed the immersiveness of VR. Like, you know, one of them had like a shark coming at them. They're like, ah, and another one, you know, they're just doing different things, and like showing the expression on their face and how immersed that they can get. I think that was a really important thing to show for the advertisement. Unlike, you know, showing somebody with the actual set on them, and you only see half their face, and they look kind of goofy. You know, I think that's the wrong way to advertise VR.
I don't know. Like, I feel that, you know, advertising VR wrong is not going to really destroy the medium. Think about it. If Alienware decides to market a laptop really badly and market it to, I don't know, I'm just giving a total example of like another industry.
Mm-hmm.
They could make the stupidest ad. It's not like Lenovo is going to sit there and go, oh, no one's going to buy laptops now because Alienware ruined it for the rest of us. That's just not how it works.
Yeah.
Sony is just going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to make successes, and everyone's going to learn from each other. And the industry is going to get better for that. And right now, it seems like Oculus is making more of the correct steps and less of the wrong steps right now, in my opinion. They're doing all the right things. They're partnering with a company that can give them built-in input into every single VR headset. They're partnering with Microsoft. And because of that partnership with Microsoft, they got the Metaverse, the killer Metaverse app as well. It's all falling so well into place for these two companies, Oculus and Microsoft. And Microsoft has also been really, really smart in acquiring the right companies too. So they've just acquired Havok, and I don't know how they're gonna build that into their platforms, but it seems like they could be doing some really, really cool things with physics computation in the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
They have a huge cloud service called Azure.
Yeah, from what I understand, that's why they acquired Havok for the cloud processing.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I want to ask you is, like, what do you think about all these different VR headsets? Like, is there gonna be a huge quality difference between these, or is the software gonna be basically on par with each other? Because I can't really imagine somebody making a VR game or some type of VR software for only one headset and not be compatible with the other ones.
So I think Valve is trying to solve that problem. They're making something called OpenVR, which I'm not 100% sure on what OpenVR is, even though I should be, because I technically, I should be knowing this stuff, but I think OpenVR is supposed to be an open platform where you could make one app and have it run on multiple HMDs and have multiple input devices be supported as well. I think that's the effort for what OpenVR is, and I need to look that up a little more. But yeah, I'd go that route if I was making a game. I'd use OpenVR. That means, you know, I could have one standardized experience for all of my headsets that I could possibly target. Okay. And game engines like Unity and Unreal are also doing the same thing. They're supporting multiple headsets as well. So this shouldn't be much of a problem. I think people could get a relatively similar experience on different platforms Um, I'm only thinking about Oculus and Vive right now, or the Rift and the Vive right now.
Which one's the Vibe?
The Vive is Valve's headset or
Oh,
HTC's
okay.
headset.
Okay.
Yeah. The HTC headset that Valve is developing.
Yeah. All right. I mean, like the reason why I ask is because I mean these headsets are going to be pretty pricey, and very few people are going to have more than one type of headset, or even more than one headset at all. Like they'll probably just be like, okay, I'll take the Rift and that's it. I mean, there are very few people that have more than one console. You know, usually people have like just, hey, I'm just gonna have a PS4, I'm just gonna have an Xbox One or a Wii U, and those are expensive as it is, and these headsets are just as expensive, if not more expensive, than a console.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to ask me which one I'd choose?
No, I'm not saying which one you choose. I'm just saying that the reason why I asked you, like, if there's going to be a different level of quality between them, because of the fact that, you know, most people are only going to have one.
Yeah,
If they'll have one at all.
and right now it's too early to tell, right? Like the specs have not been released for whatever the Vive is going to be, and I don't know about the specs for PlayStation VR, but I think those are locked in. Everything is getting locked in. You know, the answers will come soon. But as of right now, it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
Which one's going to win? All the signs point towards Oculus winning the whole thing because they're marketing themselves really well. Most developers have started on.
Is there room for more than one? I mean, does there really need to be just one winner, or is there room for multiple headsets to exist together?
I mean, just like the console market, there is room for multiple players, and the VR war, just like the console war, is gonna just keep being ongoing. There's really, you know what? Now that I think about it, there's no point talking about winning and losing because everyone's actually winning because of the fact that there's competition, because everyone learns from everyone else. So we win as consumers because of competition.
Yeah.
That's all we need to care about.
Yeah. Like when I go to these conferences like GDC, the one that we went together, just trying out those VR sets and playing the games and such, like the Eve Valkyrie and that Hobbit one where Smaug is you know, looking for you. Like those are just really awesome. It's just you feel like you're there. And it's just a really cool experience. And I'm pretty sure like the way to get people interested in them will probably be to have a to have like live demonstrations of that to the public. I think that's going to be the best way to spread the word on why people should get VR. Like I mean, like Best Buy sometimes has like events where they get you know, like Smash Brothers early or something like that. You know, they could probably get an event where they have, hey, come here and you can try out the VR set, you know. And I think that would be like a really good way to spread the word on VR.
Everyone's doing that, except for Sony, I guess. Everyone is doing that. Vive, you know, they have developer kits out there to legit developers, and you could potentially go to a company that owns one of these and just demo it. So
Well, I don't mean for developers though. I mean like for the consumer, like the average guy out there who doesn't really keep up with video game news or something like that.
But why would they bother? These devices aren't out yet. These devices are still being
Well, I mean, once they are
worked on.
ready for
Yeah.
consumers.
I'm pretty sure that stuff will happen. Like, there's going to be, I mean, I wouldn't say there's going to be an Oculus Rift at every event that people can check out, but once these devices are released and out to the public, it's like, how special is a PlayStation 4? Do you want people to stand in line to go play a PS4? I wouldn't. So there's going to be nothing special about trying the Oculus Rift. It's just going to be everyone eventually will try it if they're interested. VR is VR is not going to be mind-blowing to the average consumer. Not next year, but maybe in a few years. Like, the direction that HoloLens is going, that Microsoft is going, it's not VR. It's they're using the term mixed reality now, MR.
Oh, is that what they're calling it? They're
Yeah.
not using augmented reality anymore.
Well, it technically is augmented reality, but I like the term mixed reality. It just makes sense. It just makes so much sense. Like, you're mixing two realities together, you're mixing your information. There's a lot of, I think that people should be more excited about HoloLens. I mean, I'm pretty sure people are, but the word needs to spread out even more. HoloLens is probably the coolest thing to come out in a long, long time. Interfacing or getting information from the internet and placing it directly as an overlay, like on a wall or something, it's way too powerful. I don't have a clock in this room, but I could easily have one, if I owned a HoloLens.
Yeah.
I don't have a weather app on the wall, or like a picture gallery of my Facebook feed or whatever, but that could happen, if I had a HoloLens. HoloLens can really take the best out of the internet and mix it with our life, and
It's
way too
also
exciting.
take the worst from the internet and mix with our lives too.
We'll see. I don't want 4chan like showing up on my wall, but if there's an app for it, I'd try it out.
Have you read Snow Crash?
Oh, have I had Snow Crash?
Have you read the book Snow Crash?
No, I've been meaning to though. Damn it, another book I need to read. Like, seriously, I need to like make a note of all these things. But yeah, I know like what the book is about.
Yeah, so like they have like a VR world in that book. It's a book written by Neil Stevenson, who's a pretty famous author. But yeah, like basically they live in VR worlds, and also somebody starts spreading a drug called Snow Crash, where they basically in the VR world they open a scroll and then they see static, and then like they just start spazzing out and die.
Oh, is that a drug?
Yeah, that's a drug. It's a virtual drug that messes with their brains. Like the people, like, they have the VR set hooked onto them and they start foaming from the mouths and everything and die.
Damn. Okay, this book sounds really cool. I just knew that the book was based in a future where everyone is, or a dystopian future where everyone is, hooked onto VR.
Mm-hmm.
In real life. Okay, hooked onto VR in real life. They're all sitting in their headsets.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is crazy.
What if that can become reality? What if we are hooked to our VR sets and people start making virtual drugs that when you see it in virtual reality, you just start spazzing out and such?
I'm pretty sure the headsets are not gonna get as advanced as that. Like, or if they do, then there'd be legal problems with that, right?
You'll have Ralph Nader on that. All right. So let's start wrapping up this discussion. Anything else you want to say about VR before we wrap it up?
Just want to note that right now the headsets aren't important, and like what really matters is I'm gonna sound like a broken record. What really matters is the content that is out there for people to enjoy. And if there's a metaverse like Snow Crash that could potentially make me smile, but not foam at the mouth, then I'd want to get in on that. I'm not a huge Minecraft guy.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say that the metaverse is interesting, even though like I haven't tried to get into the metaverse as much. But yeah, it's something that definitely will be the killer app because think about it. If you can make anything, if you have a platform where you can make anything, that's it. That's your content.
Yeah.
That's your user-generated content. The voids are just going to keep being filled up.
Basically, my final thoughts is that I wanted to put down is that I feel like this is going to be a really awesome new area in gaming. I don't think it's going to replace anything at all. It might for some people. Like some people might never play another like console or PC. Like, basically, they'll never play another game with a monitor again and always play games with VR. I mean, that will probably be a small minority of people, but I think it's going to be more comparable to like tablets and like mobile games. Like it's going to be a new area where it's going to open up doors to people who haven't played games before, and they're like, that looks really cool. I'm going to try that out. And I think it's just going to broaden video games rather than replace anything.
True. Yeah.
So let's move on. And where's there it is. All right, my outline. So anyways, before we go on, I want to ask you a quick question. With VR, does it feel like you are in a dream?
I thought we were moving away from.
Yeah, we are moving. We are moving on.
But the last question.
Does it feel like you're in a dream?
No.
No.
I don't feel too special when I'm in VR. In fact, for me, I don't really like. I can still see the pixels on the display. I'm not as easily pulled in and as easily entranced, and I don't get as easily motion sick by it.
Do you know what does feel like a dream though?
What?
DreamHost.
Oh, nice.
Because
what is that?
They are a web service that offers unlimited storage.
Oh wow.
Unlimited bandwidth. No and user-friendly interface, and they're also optimized to use content managers such as WordPress. You know what WordPress is? I know you know what WordPress is. Like 1 out of every 7 websites uses WordPress, and many more features. All that just for $8.95 a month. $8.95 US dollars.
They dropped 5 cents off of the $9 price. I'm impressed. Like,
yeah,
that's amazing.
That's cheaper than a sandwich at some places. If you can afford a sandwich, don't buy that sandwich. Just one a month. Just don't buy one sandwich a month, and get DreamHost instead. But it gets better. It gets better. If you use the promo code OUTOFCONTINUES, that's no spaces, just one word. It'll waive away the setup fee and get you a free domain registration. Now that might even be better than VR.
Yeah, I think so. DreamHost, is it?
Yeah, DreamHost.
They will host my dreams. I want to get in on that.
Yeah, you should.
Thanks for letting me know.
In fact, like if you go to outofcontinues.com, on your mobile phone, you'll see like a special mobile phone version of the website because I was able to do that through the power of WordPress and the power of DreamHost.
Awesome.
Yeah. Maybe whenever VR becomes big, they'll allow me to have a VR version of the website too. Who knows?
How much does Netflix cost?
How much is Netflix? 9 something?
Yeah, this is cheaper than Netflix.
Yes, it is. Cheaper than Netflix. Netflix is $9.99 a month. So this is cheaper.
Yeah, and you already pay for Netflix, so
Yeah. This is like you're owning a piece of the internet.
Mhm.
Yeah. So let's move on real quick to announcements. I just got one quick announcement, and that is, I actually got 2 announcements. So first announcement is that iTunes, we can use a lot more iTunes reviews. If you use iTunes, we'd really appreciate that you leave a review, because the way how Apple's iTunes podcast charts work is that they go by a week-by-week basis, and any week that I don't get any reviews at all, it's like I have no reviews, period. So if you can leave a review, I'd really appreciate it. It would really help out the show. And if you cannot leave a review for whatever reason, like you already left a review, or you can't access your iTunes account, or you don't want to make an iTunes account, or whatever, another really helpful thing you could do for the show is to share our social media posts. So we post every episode on Facebook and Twitter. And if you click like, if you click share, if you click favorite, if you click retweet, any of those things, that really helps out the show, because it helps spread the word. And when you spread the word, it increases our audience. And when we have a larger audience, more people interact with us. And when we have more interaction, it just makes it more fun.
I know.
It's
Let me
more fun.
let me see about that Twitter thing. I should be able to get you on Twitter very easily and retweet stuff. So let's do that.
Yeah, that's right. So the other announcements I have is the Out of Capes podcast is back. By the time you're listening to this podcast, the first episode review for season 2, episode 1 of The Flash should be up. Well, it is up. It not should be up. It is up right now. So if you want to see my review and Eric's review of the Flash season 2, episode 1, check it out at outofcontinues.com/TV podcasts, or you could go to outofcontinues.com and click on the link on the side that says TV podcasts, and you'll find the Out of Capes podcast over there. So that's it. Let's move on to news. And I'm going to screen share real quick to show the news articles. Boop, boop, share. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So present to everyone. There we go. All right. So anyways, the first article we have on here, all Xbox One controllers will eventually support button mapping. So basically, they came out and talked about how the $150 Xbox One Elite controller has like button mapping abilities, and they wanted to clarify that it's not going to be just this $150 controller. It's going to be every Xbox controller that they're going to update through like a firmware update. It's going to allow you to remap your buttons for games. And my thoughts on this is it's about time.
I don't understand what this means.
Okay,
Like,
so like if you play just about any PC game, you can, well, the majority of PC games will let you go into the settings, or in the options menu, it'll have like key mapping, like which keys do what.
mhm.
And now with this update that they're going to eventually put out on the Xbox One, if you don't want jump to be the A button, if you want to be the Y button for whatever reason, you can do that. If you don't want the right trigger to be shoot, if you want to be the right bumper or the left trigger or whatever, you can change it to whatever button. So they're allowing for remapping of what the buttons do.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this an old thing or what? Like, is this old?
It's old on PC games. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, but you can't change what your input does on consoles. I'm pretty sure you can. You can just change. You can make Y jump instead of A jump.
Usually
on some games.
Yeah, there's very few games that allow you to remap your buttons. Also, most of those games have they'd have maybe 2 or 4 options as to which control scheme to choose. Like they'll have like set control schemes, but it won't be specific on hey, I just want to change these 2 buttons and that's it.
Interesting.
I think the main people who will benefit the most out of this are people who have some kind of a handicap with their hands and need certain buttons to be more accessible. I think that's going to be the main positive aspect out of this. Like I know what's their names? Able Gamers. They like promoting accessibility for handicapped people, and they try to promote special controllers for people with like cerebral palsy or other types of handicaps. But I'm pretty sure that they're pretty happy for the fact that with this update that you're going to be able to remap buttons and have more control over what the gamepad does.
And the Elite controller, how different is it structurally to the old one?
I think it's very different. Like you can remove pieces and replace them with different pieces, different parts, and they're like these I think these 2 like big flaps on the back that are used for some sort of button. Like
they're copying the streets. They're copying the Steam controller.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's it's pretty similar to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on this. Do you have any thoughts you want to share?
Not really.
All right, let's move on then. So, PS4 might be getting a price drop, a $50 price drop, according to this report. So, on what was it, the Target website or basically according to Target's catalog, they were marking the PS4 bundle for $50 price drop. So it's not official yet, but it's pretty much sounding like this is probably going to be the case.
This is pretty big for Sony.
Yeah.
I don't understand if it's like going to be something for every PS4 or if it's just a deal that Target is doing. But yeah, it's unconfirmed. So
yeah, unconfirmed. But I mean, if it does go from basically $400 to $350, that's going to be a pretty significant price drop. And I think it's about time for a price drop too, because it's been out for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, and the thing about a price drop is it only incentivizes further sales, and it's not something, and it's not a business decision that affects current customers. So yeah, you and I do not necessarily care about this too much, but I don't know, like a $50 price drop, on already kind of a cheap console. Like, wait, it used to be $400.
Right now it's $400.
Yeah. Okay.
Then it's good with the $50 price drop. It would be $350.
I mean, it is a lot of money, but it's relatively cheap. Like buying a PlayStation 4 as opposed to buying a PC or buying a HoloLens or an Oculus Rift. I feel like these consoles are just going to get more and more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of these consoles have the same kind of numbers as what the Xbox 360 had in its day?
I think the PS4 is selling faster.
Cool.
One thing to keep in mind is that the Wii U is $300.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, and as we know, the Wii U is significantly weaker hardware with a smaller library of games as well. So I think with this price drop to $350, it makes the Wii U look
Totally irrelevant.
a lot less appealing to purchase. Like you have to be, you'd really have to want Mario Maker and Splatoon and those those Nintendo games.
Yeah, I mean, I never had like that whole nostalgia factor. I've been a PlayStation boy since the beginning. I got a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and now 4. I don't know why. It's just seemed like the better hardware every single time. And I've never had any of those break on me either. They're pretty reliable.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Moving on.
Sure.
So Capcom has been talking about the future plans, and they're planning a new Resident Evil spin-off shooter game and multiple new HD remakes, and they're also saying stay tuned for Resident Evil 7. And it's kind of crazy because they also mentioned that they have no plans for Devil May Cry at this point. Because like the last one that came out, DMC Devil May Cry, the one that was made by Ninja Theory, I thought that was an awesome game, and I know a lot of other people who played it felt like it was an awesome game too. Like the only people that complained were like hardcore fanboys that didn't like the changes.
Mm-hmm.
And they also kind of left that open. The ending was open for a sequel. Resident Evil, on the other hand, I recall a ton of people are unhappy with Resident Evil 6, and they're still like, "Hey, we're making Resident Evil 7 just because that sells."
We can, yeah.
I really don't like the way how Capcom's conducting their business plans. Like they're just basically, milking Resident Evil to death, and they're just trying to go for a quick buck rather than make quality games like they used to.
Yeah, and I feel like developers like this are going to be very relevant in the future. You look at companies like CDPR, CD Projekt Red, that are making amazing games and not trying to fuck over the customer. I think that's kind of a big deal. Capcom's gonna feel the brunt of their actions.
Yeah,
they continue to make games like Resident Evil 6 just to milk the franchise.
Yeah.
Karma, man.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much all I got to say about this. And we're going to talk about CD Projekt Red in a minute.
Is Capcom a Japanese company?
Yes.
Okay, so already the two big Japanese companies, Capcom and
Konami.
Or Konami, rather. Sorry, Kojima's a person. Those two companies are very quickly going to get irrelevant.
Okay. Next article I got here: Far Cry Primal So they announced it. They gave us the release date, February 23rd, 2016. They showed off a trailer. Did you get a chance to check this out?
Far Cry Primal.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. What kind of game is this?
It's a first-person game. Have you played any of the Far Cry games?
No. I mean, like, is this spin-off kind of like a board game, or I mean,
this is it's gonna be what for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Yeah, PS4, Xbox One, PC. So basically, the next game, the Far Cry series. Like I really liked Far Cry 3. I have Far Cry 4, but I have not played it because when it came out, it didn't work well on my PC. Apparently, it's been patched since then, but I kind of didn't get back around to playing it because it was so frustrating with how much time I spent trying to get to work. But Far Cry Primal looks like it's significantly different from those two games. A lot of people complain about Far Cry 4 being too similar to Far Cry 3. And this looks very different because this takes place like Stone Age.
this looks pretty dank. Not gonna lie. Like, they're gonna force the player to play in a different way too. There's no guns anymore, right? So it's gonna be like spears.
Yeah, spears and bows and arrows.
Badass. I'm actually really excited, and I haven't even heard of this game before. This is pretty exciting. This is cool.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it looks like you're getting
whoops, these are not the.
TF2 images.
Why do they have TF2 images in here? There we go. Oh well. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I like Far Cry.
Yeah.
My favorite part of Far Cry 3 was using the bow and hunting. And oh yeah, I forgot about Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. That was awesome too. So you know, this is gonna be more of that stuff. You know, using the bow, fighting big creatures like mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and stuff. So I'm pretty excited for this. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is that it seems like it's coming out pretty soon, February 23rd, 2016. You know, that's not too far from right now.
Well, see, it's the same misconception that like we all have to get rid of at some point. Okay, if the game is being released and it's or being announced and it comes out next year, that doesn't mean they're only taking like a few years to make the game.
Well,
there's
what I mean is compared to when Far Cry 4 came out.
Far Cry 4,
gap Far Cry 4 came out.
4.
Yeah, 4 came out like last year, late last year. So this is a little bit more than a year after Far Cry 4 came out.
Well, I'm actually way more excited for this game than I was for Far Cry 4 because, yeah, like you said, it looked really similar.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. This looks really awesome. But Ubisoft has been kind of making a lot of bad decisions recently, and they've definitely ruined a franchise. I don't even like this franchise anymore. Absolutely detest Assassin's Creed. It's just a really bad game now. It's like they're not gonna start making any new good games, and I don't think. I just think that franchise has been crap for years and years now. And I have reasons for that.
I agree with you. I used to love Assassin's Creed, and now I hate Assassin's Creed.
Honestly, just up till 2. That's it. They made 1 and 2, and those are the only good games, and that's everything else.
You didn't like Brotherhood?
No, they're all bad. Like I mean, Brotherhood was kind of like a fresh. They tried to make it fresh and stuff with a female assassin and.
No, that's not Brotherhood. That was what was that called? I can't remember. But Brotherhood was.
No, I played Brotherhood. Yeah.
Yeah. The one that I feel like it started going downhill was Revelations, the one after Brotherhood.
Yeah, I thought it went down right after 2 because you could just press square and just win the game. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid to me. You just keep pressing square and then maybe press triangle once in a while and you can win the game.
That's game design right there, bro.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. One quick thing I want to mention. The voice actor for the main character of Far Cry Primal is the same voice actor who did Adam Jensen for Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
Cool.
So, I've never asked for this. That's my caveman. I never asked for this.
Okay, this is kind of a stupid question.
Yes.
Were they even able to did they even communicate in the Stone Age? Was there language and stuff?
I don't know. I mean, from watching the trailer, they're not even speaking English. They're like speaking like this tribal, probably made up language.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Then if there's no dialogue, that just makes it a more interesting game in my opinion.
I don't think there'll be no dialogue. I think it was just for the trailer. That's my guess.
Dude, it's a Stone Age. Like, were they speaking English in the Stone Age? It's kind of a stupid question, but I really don't know.
100% doubt it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, I'm not 100% on this, but 99% sure that they didn't. So they shouldn't fake that. Ubisoft has been really, really good. In every game, at least, they've been like true to keeping the environment of whatever they're
well, I mean, like, this is also kind of fantasy as well. I mean, they're not gonna make it accurate. I mean, like, Meet the Croods. No one went to that movie expecting Meet the Croods to speak caveman. You know.
I mean, heard of that movie.
Oh, was it called Meet the Croods, or was it just the Croods? The Croods. Yeah, it was just called The Croods, not Meet the Croods. But yeah, but either way, I mean, like my point is that they probably speak English just so that we can
in a tribal accent. In a tribal accent,
maybe
that's what they did in all the other games. Either English in a French accent for Unity, or English in a Italian accent for Brotherhood and 2.
Ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. So, CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
They say Cyberpunk 2077, which they only have like this teaser trailer that looks really cool. Doesn't really show anything off, but just looks really cool. That's all we've seen so far. They say that this game is far bigger. They say far, far bigger than The Witcher 3.
Yeah, and I like how GameSpot can make an article, like a full article, just from 3 words, far, far bigger.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 words.
Like that's the only quote. Well, okay, they also had this. The Witcher helped Cyberpunk quite a bit because the game got so big and so complex that it really taught us. We really didn't know that. We really didn't know what was going to happen. If anything, working on The Witcher 3 was a really good and often brutal learning experience. Cyberpunk is going to benefit greatly from it. I can almost guarantee it. So I'm assuming one thing that they're going to improve on is the walking or the movement, because that's one thing that a lot of people complain about for Witcher 3.
I haven't played it yet, but I really, really want to. Witcher 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm so sad that I haven't played Witcher 3 yet. It's just that I don't have a I'm currently unable to play any of my PS4 games because I don't have an extra monitor or a TV. But tell me, Witcher 3, haven't they patched most of that stuff out by now?
Yeah. From what I understand, that they've fixed that. I haven't played it, but from what I understand, that they've been fixing that over time with after the fans have complained about like the movement and stuff like that.
I don't know. They I like how this is an article. It's going to be bigger than Witcher 3. Yeah. No one's going to say it's going to be smaller.
But aren't you
News.
hyped? You're hyped.
Oh, I've been hyped since like I saw the trailer when it came out that day. So I've been hyped. I've been applying to CD Projekt Red. Like, I really want to work on. I would love to be able to work on this game. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of cool things that CDPR is doing. I totally agree with their. Have you heard of GOG?
Yes.
Yeah, that's another amazing thing that they're doing. It's just a cool company that's doing all the right things.
Yeah.
Coming out of a freaking place like Poland, where you know most of the people there like have no idea what's going on, and like I don't know. But now CDPR has kind of become the pride of Poland in a way. And Obama has talked about, or when he went to Poland, I think he visited CDPR, or either that or talked to someone from CDPR. I'm not too sure about that Obama thing, but yeah, this is a company that's going places. And I can't wait to see this next game.
Yeah.
When's it coming out?
I don't think they have a release date yet. They still don't have a release date.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't.
It's gonna come out 2077.
Oh. Will I be alive?
Hey,
Probably not.
It's got to keep up with the title of the game. I mean, why would they release it anytime sooner?
Right.
I mean, you don't see bad. You don't
They've
see
made a
bad
bucket load of money.
coming out.
They've made a bucket load of money on Witcher 3, and they can just like coast on that till 2077.
All right, let's move on.
Honestly, though, like this is not gaming related, but I doubt the Earth is gonna survive till 2077. I mean, seriously, like the shit that we're doing to this planet, the global warming issues, and I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably like the last generation enjoying a relatively healthy planet. Probably, okay, maybe 3 more generations. We probably have like 3 more human generations till this planet's like done for.
I think that's more.
But anyway,
77 years.
But anyway, let's get back to games.
Yeah, let's talk about so Valve hires Brad Muir, who worked for Double Fine last 12 years. He worked on games like Psychonauts, Brutal Legend, Massive Chalice, which came out this year, and it was kickstarted as well. So Brad Muir was basically like, I mean, if you look at Double Fine, you have Tim Schafer, who is like the main guy, and then Brad Muir, who's basically like the game designer that was kind of like just right underneath him. He was rising up and becoming like I think they're like kind of grooming him to become the replacement for Tim Schafer. Like he was in charge of a lot of stuff and growing responsibilities and stuff like that. So they hire him. He left 2 weeks ago from Double Fine, and they hire him at Valve, which I find really odd because Brad Muir being a game designer, and Valve over the past few years has been they've been like distancing themselves further and further away from games. Like basically after Dota 2, we have not seen anything game related coming from them. It's as far as like a gaming title. Everything that they've been doing has been either like service related or hardware related.
And they are technically a software company, and they can keep doing that. They don't have any shareholders to appease. It's a private company. So let Valve do what Valve does incredible things, and no one knows what they're doing. I'd love this company to stay the way that they are, and yeah, I'm not going to complain. We should never complain about Valve. because
well, I'm not
they're
complaining
doing
about
this
Valve
alone.
at all. It's just like, I mean, it's just something I'm pointing out that they've been doing less games over the past few years. Like, we haven't heard of anything about like Half-Life 3, Portal 3, Team Fortress 3. Any new titles? Like,
3.
yeah,
That's the number they don't like.
Dota 3. I mean, like the last game that they've been really working on has been Dota 2, and after that it's just been like whatever. So the fact that they've hired Brad Meir just seems like they do have something, in store as far as a new title coming out, because I don't see why else they would hire him unless they wanted to hire him to help with the whole gamification of the Steam sales.
They've continuously insinuated. They've been insinuating for a really, really long time now that Half-Life 3 is being worked on. And it seems like the perfect thing to showcase the Vive. Like, I find that whatever Brad Muir ends up doing there, I don't know, it's we just gotta wait. We just gotta play the waiting game with Valve. Like they're working on too much other stuff. So they have graphics programmers there. They're trying to work on the next generation of graphics. They're doing stuff with like Vulkan. They're trying to take OpenGL and shoot it into the 21st century. So Valve, you do you. Keep making amazing VR, keep making amazing graphics APIs, and just keep hiring cool people. And I don't care if the games take long. I know that I'm probably going to be alive for the next game that you release, and I'm going to be content if it comes out in the next 10 years.
I would really love for Portal 3. Like, I know a lot of people are wanting Half-Life 3, but I would prefer Portal 3 over that. I love Portal. It's one of my favorite games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you make maps for that?
Yes.
Yeah, you did. I remember. Yeah. Which one? Portal 1 map or Portal 2 maps?
Portal 2.
So, what do you think about the new Hammer editor?
I haven't tried it out yet. I got installed, but I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. I don't know if the Hammer tools work with Portal assets or whatever, but
I think they do, because there have been a few Portal maps I've downloaded from the Steam Workshop that use assets that are not in the Portal editor.
So you can make new maps, or like you can make maps with the new Hammer editor for Portal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, like, one thing you can't do in the Portal 2 map editor is you can't set checkpoints. And from what one of the authors told me through the comment system is that he's working with I think he said the Hammer editor, and you're able to put checkpoints with that.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. So video game voice actors vote to strike. So this has been talked about for past couple weeks in the the gaming news media. That was it SAG-AFTRA. That's a I don't know what that stands for, but anyways, it's a basically it's a group or not a group, but the union.
It's a union, yeah.
Yes.
Of voice actors.
Yeah, for voice actors, and a lot of big voice actors are in this union as well. And
like the biggest ones, like, is that Baker guy, Troy Baker?
Yeah.
Good. If he's in it, then everyone else should be in it, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I
think he's like a super cool guy. I don't know if you ever seen an interview with him or anything, but he's so goddamn successful, and he's still like a really cool guy. I don't know. I guess stuff like this needs to happen. So I'm glad it is.
Like I don't really know a lot, or I don't know enough to make a good judgment on this, but my opinion is very mixed on this. Like, I understand that they need better working conditions and such, because some of the things that they're demanding are like where is it? So basically stunt coordinators for motion capturing, because a lot of times that they go to work and they are not told that there's going to be motion capturing until they get to work there, until they show up. And they're saying they need stunt coordinators, and that stuff I totally agree with. I think that's really important to have so that they can have a safe work environment.
Of course.
But
how does that? I don't think that's. I mean, when they sign the contract, they aren't being told that they're gonna wear dots and run around and stuff.
No, apparently not. The two things that I don't agree with. One thing is basically the contract with SAG-AFTRA is that if they hire one SAG-AFTRA unionized voice actor, then all other voice actors for the game have to be from SAG-AFTRA as well. And I think that is a bit that's an unreasonable demand.
Why not? They want it so that everyone that they're working with has the same working condition.
Well, okay, so let me give you a scenario where this did not work out. So there's a game, Monday Night Combat, that I've played a lot of, made by Uber. And so this is basically a MOBA third-person shooter, and it has like a like a future sports theme where there's like a announcer pretty much calling, commentating the entire match and everything. And so the voice actor for that for that commentator in that game, the first game, Monday Night Combat, I'm pretty sure he's a SAG-AFTRA unionized voice actor. And there's other voice acting in the game too. Like, each character has their own quotes and grunts and stuff like that. Like, all the playable characters, when they get hit, they make a grunt and they have their own lines and everything. Some of those are professional voice acted as well by other voice actors, and some of them are even voice acted by the game developers themselves, like the programmer or something like that, because this was made by a small indie team.
Okay, yeah, I see your point.
In the second game, Super Mario Night Combat, they could not bring back that commentator, the voice actor for the commentator, because he was SAG-AFTRA, and they were required to replace all of the other voice actors with SAG-AFTRA voice actors.
So they just chose not to go with any SAG-AFTRA people.
So they just chose not to bring this guy back and just get other voice actors for new commentators, because of the fact that it was too much of a hassle to rework all of these other characters, with new voice acting, because of the fact that, hey, they want the union for SAG-AFTRA wants, if one person is voice acting from us, everybody voice acting needs to be from us.
Yeah, that I understand why they are saying that, but yes, you are also right. There's a lot of problems with this.
So I think that's one issue. The other thing I don't agree with, which I don't know if this might just be me being ignorant or whatever, but I don't agree with getting a bonus for every 2 million copies or every 2 million unique downloads sold, or 2 million unique subscribers to online only subscription games. Like, I think there's a huge difference between voice actors and movie actors, because the way how they're comparing themselves is they're saying, hey, if the game is being really successful, then we had a part in making that game more successful. I don't agree with that, because like, I mean, if an actor is in a movie, you know, people watching the movie see that actor, and a lot of times they go to that movie for a specific actor, you know. It's not the same with a video game. Like, people don't buy a video game because Nolan North voiced it. You know, Nolan North is in a ton of games, and a ton of those games don't sell.
Yeah. Is it unreasonable? Do you think it's unreasonable?
I think it's unreasonable. I don't think it's comparable to movies.
Yeah, I think these demands are weird, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this shapes games now, because they hired like Kiefer Sutherland for Metal Gear Solid 5, and now they can't mix Troy Baker and Kiefer Sutherland in the same thing, because Kiefer Sutherland is not going to join SAG-AFTRA. He's an actual actor, and you know, this is Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, a game like Metal Gear Solid 5 is not going to happen again. That's crazy to me. And it says at the end that this package of proposals is not loaded with any crazy demands.
Like,
okay,
I mean,
I know I said it was reasonable in the beginning, but you know, now that we're thinking about it and talking about it, it causes huge problems.
You know, like okay, Jennifer Hale, she's one of the actresses in this you know, this union, and she is in a ton of games. She is like, if there's like a female equivalent to Nolan North or Troy Baker, it's Jennifer Hale. She does the voice for like the female Shepard in Mass Effect, and she does like all sorts of other voices. But I'm very certain the average person playing Mass Effect or any of these other games that has her voice acting have no clue who Jennifer Hale is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very certain they did not buy the game because of her. You know, I'm not trying to downplay her acting skills, or, you know, how good she. I'm not saying she's bad at all. She's actually very good. But what I'm saying is, she is not a selling point for a game.
Yeah, no, totally valid point. Games aren't about like, they're spiced up, like, it makes it better if there's an amazing performance by an amazing actor. But that's not what a game is really about. It's about the gameplay.
Yeah.
At its very, very, very core.
Like, well, I mean, you know, like I mentioned, there's some things that I do agree with, like the whole motion capturing stuff, and also they talk about vocal stress. They propose that you know, 2-hour limit, so that's, you know, they don't stress their voices, because you know, their voice boxes are, you know, how they make their money. They don't want to stress their voice boxes. I mean, like, I've been talking for what, an hour 20 minutes now, and you know, I've been constantly drinking water throughout this whole podcast, because you know, you talk so long that stresses yourself out. You know?
Yeah, I've been eating like sugary jelly beans. Hold on, let me get some water. No, I'm serious. Like, you just parched my throat by saying that. Let me. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think in my opinion, the performance bonus is a reasonable demand. I think that if you see a game getting super successful and you are a part of it, you should be remunerated accordingly. But the SAG-AFTRA and having to work, those SAG-AFTRAs, they want to only work with other SAG-AFTRAs. That's what the point is, I think, of this thing, and also equality. So they want to make sure that if you hire a SAG-AFTRA, then every other voice actor in that game is being treated the same. I think what they're going for is equality, but I totally disagree with with just that thing, because it makes games like Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever not happen.
You know, this kind of reminds me of the bonus part. It reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 4, because I remember the voice actor for Nico Bellic, the main character. After the game was super successful and sold millions, he was like, "Hey, I didn't realize how popular Grand Theft Auto is. They should have paid me more." And like he was going on, and
That's his problem.
yeah,
That's his problem.
and then after that, Rockstar buried him. They're like, okay, we're never gonna use this guy ever again. And so the expansions, they use completely different new main characters, and never use Nico Bellic again. And those are arguably, from what I hear, they're better than Grand Theft Auto 4. They're successful as well, and they my point being, Grand Theft Auto 4 wasn't successful because of the voice actor for Nico Bellic. It was successful because Rockstar as a whole worked really hard on that game.
Do they have this thing in movies as well, where they all need to be part of that same union, all the actors?
I have no clue.
I think that's unreasonable. I think that part is unreasonable. I think the performance bonus is not unreasonable, because that's the way movie people are paid as well. Like, movie actors are given bonuses too.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said,
but it should be part of the contract. I feel like that particular thing shouldn't be part of SAG-AFTRA, but it should be part of the contract.
Like I said before we started getting into this topic, I don't know enough about this. I might just be ignorant about the whole situation. So take my opinion with a grain of salt, but that's just my opinion.
And please, if anyone's listening, please take my opinion as a grain of salt as well. In fact, take every opinion in this entire show that I've said, like, condense it down to one tiny grain of salt. That's how little it is.
Man, you really.
I'm not trying to. I've been bashing a lot of people, I think, in the past hour, so I think it's useful to say that.
All right, let's move on to the final article I have on here. So basically, Stars Battlefront, game that we're gonna be playing sometime soon because we're getting the beta installed.
Yeah, that's right. I think I've installed mine. Yep, installed.
Yeah, I have not been installing mine yet because we're doing this over Google Hangout, so I didn't want to mess up the internet.
Oh, too bad. I did mine over Google Hangouts and fully installed.
So, anyways, this basically there was talks about microtransactions in this game, and people flipped out. And there's been some clarification. The design director Nicholas Ferguson, or no, sorry, Feggrace, I don't know, Nicholas F. So Nicholas F. Basically said the currency system is based on your game performance. The credits that you use to buy things in the game are earned. You play the game, complete challenges, and that's how you get credits. So he said all of that is through you unlock stuff through the game rather than buying it. Microtransactions not part of the core design of how it works. This is a progression system based on your gameplay performance.
Question: what are the microtransactions for then?
No, he's saying that there won't be microtransactions.
Will not use at all.
Yeah.
So what is the meaning of a two-tier currency system? Points and credits. Points. What are points used for?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no microtransactions. That's all I want to hear, right?
Yeah, this is pretty wild considering it's coming from EA.
Yeah, I feel like EA is actually doing really well recently. Like they, what's the latest game that they just came out with?
What is the latest game that they came out with? I don't know. FIFA?
Probably FIFA, yeah. But like, there was one before that, right before that, where they actually made some really good decisions. Or maybe I'm not remembering it correctly. Maybe I'm thinking of this game because it was announced earlier that they're trying to do different things with this game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what do you think about season passes and all that stuff? Like,
I hate them.
You hate them?
Yeah, especially since it seems like most publishers will announce a season pass and not tell you what's going to be in the season pass. And like the last season pass I got was for Saints Row 4, and it's like I got 2 really small, not so great DLC expansions from that season pass, and that's it. And I was like, this is disappointing.
Yeah, well, I feel like it really is the customer's fault in that case. Don't support a game that does that to you.
Yeah.
And I didn't, and I never will. Like, I don't think I've bought a single season pass my whole life. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, but
because
I mean,
the new game's gonna come out like a year.
Mm-hmm.
What's your season pass worth? Nothing after that.
Yeah, I guess
for the same price you can just get a new game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes it seems that season passes are usually like $20 or so. But I mean, the idea of the game being supported with new content sounds good on paper, but it just,
wasn't Call of Duty a season pass that also costs the same as the actual game?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. The new Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
I think so. I mean, like I think Call of Duty was one of the first ones to do season passes. Because they're like, hey, we're gonna do map packs, map DLC packs. You could just pay for all of them up front.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got this Star Wars up and ready, and I can't wait to play it now that I know for sure that this won't try to grab my money at every stage.
All right. Let's yeah, I am back on the video. Woo! So yeah, that's it for the news. I mean, unless you want to add anything else real quick.
Can't think of much.
All right. So let's wrap up the show. We've been going for like about an hour and a half. So anyways, let's wrap this up. We don't have any listener feedback this week. Sad face. But if you want to write in, I'd love for you to write in to podcast@outofcontinues.com. Ask me a question. Send me your questions, or if you just have a comment, if you want to say I'm wrong about something. I mean, I've read that several times. Tim has written in a few times saying I'm wrong about certain things, and then I say that he's wrong because Smash Brothers is not a fighting game. Smash Brothers is not a fighting game.
Take that, Tim.
Yep. So anyways, write in to podcast@outofcontinues.com. Some quick shout outs and plugs. I've been streaming lately on the Twitch stream. That's twitch.tv/SayItStafa. That's SayedStafa. Been putting up some videos on the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/outofcontinues. Out of Capes, it's out. Watch it. If you watch The Flash, definitely check out the Out of Capes podcast. It's outofcontinues.com/TV podcast. If you don't watch The Flash, you should check it out. It's a fun show. It's on Netflix right now. Season 1. All of season 1 is on Netflix.
What's
Fun
your
show.
Twitch username? What's your Twitch username again?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get to that in a second. Do you have anything you want to plug? Any shout outs you want to do?
I would like to. No, I don't really.
You don't want to say hi to your mom?
Hi, Mom.
If you enjoy what you've been hearing, you can support us by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter. You can leave an iTunes review. You can contact us by email. That's podcast@africannews.com. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/AfricanContinues. All those things I just mentioned can be found on the website. That's www.africannews.com. You can give me a tweet. I am at Sayed Stafa. That's at SAYEDSTAFA. Neeraj, do you have a Twitter that you want to share to the people, to the world?
I'm at Neeraj_Venkat, which is at NIRAJ_VENKAT. And I post absolutely nothing on my Twitter, so don't even bother following me.
Wow.
I would really like to point you instead to my website, which is bit.ly/NV_website. And there you can follow along on any of the projects that I'm doing related to 3D graphics programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check that out. Hire him.
Hire me.
Hire me too.
Hire him too.
Yes.
Hire everyone involved in this podcast.
There we go. So I'd like to thank my guest host for joining me today, Neeraj.
Thank you for having me, man.
No, thank you.
No. Listen, if you say thank you, I'm gonna find you, just kill you. Okay, so thank you.
Whoa, I feel threatened.
Yeah.
And with that said, I'm your host, Stafa. Thanks again for sticking around with us, and we'll see you next week as we talk about another mysterious topic during October. Woo!
Not so mysterious, considering you're going to be talking about games.
We might be talking about The Undertaker.
Can we talk about food? I like food.
I'm very hungry.
Done.
Hashtag sleep more.
Hashtag eat more.